Hello stunning fan, Michele here. We're glad you stopped by. Here we are with part 3 of our kitchen renovation. Let's start with a peek of the before. Oh my. In part 2, we started with the counter ripped back to the original wood planks, and then we finished with a counter/bar extension built out and the countertops covered with new 3/4 inch plywood. Today, we started off by giving some old bar stools a facelift. We did this by adding wood seats and staining the seats to match the wood that we have in the kitchen, and then we protected it by adding a few coats of water-based semi-gloss polyurethane. We temporarily laid in our new stovetop to ensure it fit, and then we decided to leave it there to close the hole to the cabinets underneath till we began the tiling process. We measured and cut and installed 1/4 inch cement backer board with cement screws on all the countertops for an underlayment for the tile, and we spaced the screws about 8 to 10 inches apart all throughout the tops of the backer board. Before we could install the backer board by the sink, we had to remove the old porcelain sink and set our new black stainless steel sink in its place to be sure that it fit. The old sink was so heavy that it required help. Thanks, Chris. The new sink was a little deeper than the old sink, so Dave had to cut the opening to be a little bit larger with a jigsaw, and then it fit perfectly. The first part of the process was to measure out our area and cut our tiles to size on the tile saw. The next part of the process was to apply tile mortar or adhesive to the backer boards and the tile itself, and then lay them down in rows. We did this, and then we inserted 1/16 tile spacers and then levelers that we purchased in a kit between each tile. The levelers are those gray things sticking up. I highly recommend purchasing a tile leveling kit if you decide to DIY tile. It made leveling the tiles so easy, and the finished product was awesome. You can just type in tile leveling kit on Amazon and a bunch of them come up, and we can add a link in our description below to a tile leveling kit. If you're interested, you can just click the link and get one there. This next part of the process was actually kind of fun. Once the adhesive was dry and we were ready to add the grout, all we had to do was kind of knock those little spacers out, the tile leveling spacers, and then our tile was ready to grout. We used a powder form of grout that you can mix with water, and you mix it until the consistency is that of a thick toothpaste. The next order of business was to apply some trim to the new counter/bar extension. I really wanted it to look more forum style, so we cut some 1x pine boards and used them as trim that we stained early American to match the rest of the wood we were doing, and then we used a brad nailer to just install it. We also installed a steel angle support underneath the new extended counter to add a little bit extra support, so if anybody leaned on it or we set one of my grandbabies on it, then it was going to be able to handle it. The kitchen remodel is beginning to take shape. Come back next week to see part 4, the final video to this series, and the reveal of the completed kitchen. Hope to see you next week. Again, thanks for stopping by, and have an amazing day.